Are you thinking of buying a new house in Las Vegas, but you're just not sure if you want to do a resale or a new construction home? Stick around, watch this video because we're going to talk about the pros and cons of buying a new construction home here in Las Vegas. I'm Adam Naglich with Realty One Group, also known as the Smooth Skating Agent here in Las Vegas. In this video, we're going to go over some of the pros and some of the cons of buying a new construction home here in Las Vegas. It's becoming a very popular choice right now with the inventory being so low. So let's go over some of those pros and some of those cons to give you a better idea of which direction you should go. All right, first, let's start with the pros. The first pro on the list is simply inventory. You have more choices when you go to the new builds compared to the resales right now in Las Vegas. COVID has really done some damage on our inventory, and the resale market just doesn't have a lot of options. So many buyers are getting pushed to the new builds where there's a lot more choices. And when we talk about choices, also you get a lot more choices with new builds when it comes to customizing your house. Depending on the builder, some builders you get more options than others, but in general, you're gonna get to pick way more of what you want your house to look like with a new build than a resale, obviously. The second pro is options. When you buy a new construction home, you get to pick any option you want for that house. Actually, I don't want to say any. It depends on the builder, but you get a lot more choices. You're going to get to customize your house to your liking. With a resale, you obviously do not get to customize it. What you see is what you get. The third pro we're going to go with is you get a brand new house. Obviously, with a resale, you might get a really nice house, but there's always going to be something else wrong with it or little things that you don't like about it. It was somebody else's choice, somebody else's house. So there's going to be things you want to change. With a new build, you get to choose everything, and when you take possession of that house, everything is brand new. It's like buying a brand new car with 0 miles on it. Of course, that's better than buying a used car with even 1,000 or 2,000 miles on it. So now that we talked about some of the pros, now let's talk about some of the cons that go along with buying a new construction home here in Las Vegas. The biggest con for most people is the build time. Right now, with COVID and all the delays and things getting shipped from different places in the world, right now the build time for most new construction homes in Las Vegas is 6 to 9 months. And for some people, that's simply way too long to wait for their house to be done. The second con is that new builds want a lot of money down. So the earnest money deposit's typically gonna be twice of what you would spend on a resale, maybe even more. And then when you start picking these options as far as lot premiums, different upgrades in the house, these new builders protect themselves by making you put additional deposits down as you choose these options. It is not uncommon for somebody that's buying a $500,000 house to have $30,000 or $40,000 tied up with the builder before the house closes. And what this means for you is that if you're waiting 6 or 9 months for this house to close, if something changes in your life where you get relocated for work, or if you lose your job, obviously we're in a pandemic, that's possible, or if something comes up that you can't control and you can no longer get the financing, you potentially risk losing that $30,000 or $40,000 that the builder has of your money. So that's a huge con with the new builds, is that you have a lot of money on the table that typically with a resale, you would not have that much skin in the game. And with the new builds, you do, and you could lose that money if you can't close on the house on their terms when they're ready to close. The third con is not a huge one, but you have no backyard landscape. It's more of like a money thing where, yeah, if the resale, your backyard's done. A new build, you're gonna be spending money on landscaping right when you move in. It's not a huge con, but it is something you want to consider because it is going to be more money out of your pocket. And the last con that a lot of people don't think about until they're already moved into the house is that if you're one of the first houses that gets built in a community and you move in, you're going to be dealing with construction throughout your community for the next probably at least 2 years, depending on the size of the community. And then you're still going to have tons of construction around you, because usually with new builds, if your community's getting built here, there's new builds all around you. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of construction, a lot of unfinished roads, a lot of parks that are still getting done, just little things like that it's not a huge deal, but it's going to be pretty annoying for the first couple of years. So those are the cons. You've already heard the pros. Now it's up to you to decide if you want to do a new build or a resale in this crazy seller's market right now. Either way, I can help you. If you need help and you don't have a realtor, give me a call. I'd be glad to help you, give you more information on what new builds are available, or give you the information on what resales are available so you could kind of compare the two and see what works best for you and your family. If I didn't cover something on this video that you want to know, please feel free to reach out to me. You could call, text, email. You should be able to find my contact information somewhere around here. And like always, if you liked this video, please subscribe above, because I have many other videos that you might be interested on what it's like living in Las Vegas and some different things with the Las Vegas real estate market as well. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I'm Adam Naglich with Realty One Group, also known as the Smooth Skating Agent here in Las Vegas. So if you have any questions, you know how to find me.